When we are aligned with fear, we are more susceptible to being prone to diseases and maladies in our body. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Goddesses channel. So when there aren't answers that we can find, where do we go? We go to spirituality. The spiritual community considers news a fear machine. You can see this because the news never really puts out anything positive, and it only contributes to things that allow us to become more fearful, more angry, or more separated and isolated from one another. This is all because the media and the news is trying to keep you in this state of fear. There's a lot of fake news also going around, and fake news comes from the fact that people that have no evidence whatsoever and are vibrating on the level of fear think it's smart or clever to spread this news and make it famous for their own gain. Fear spreads like a disease. The only thing you can do is distance yourself from that and to keep connecting with love and to keep connecting with higher vibrations. There is an image that somebody created out of the quote based on fear where someone is washing their hands. When we are aligned with fear, we are more susceptible to being prone to diseases and maladies in our body. The book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay talks about this in great detail. You can definitely refer to that if you want to heal yourself through a spiritual perspective. It's great because love opens up miracles for us, for cures, and ways we can find healing when science can't heal us. Of course, it's important to take care of our body and not just live in the spiritual realm. Our body is very important because it's really what connects us to be able to see God and feel God and embody God. So we definitely have to take the perspectives of science seriously. How do we find that when there's so much fake news? Well, I watched an interview Joe Rogan did with Michael Osterholm. He's an infectious disease expert and scientist, and he said that there's not really much we can do when it comes to protecting ourselves because this disease is spread through the air, and masks can't help with that because we are still breathing the air around us, as well as hand sanitizer because it's not really able to block this disease. I'll definitely link this video in my description if you want to go look at it. I definitely recommend using this source because it's highly credible. But the primary thing that Michael said in order to defend yourself from this disease is to strengthen your immune system. I wasn't very surprised when he said that the ways to do this is by eating more fruits and vegetables, being fit and exercising, and getting proper sleep. And these are all things that are aligned with love because when you love yourself, you take care of yourself very well. And that's what allows our immune system to become stronger and prevent us from catching diseases or fighting off diseases if we do catch them much better. But that's the thing, you have to be aligned with love in order to defend yourself from this. Whether you do catch it and there's a struggle inside your body to fend it off, it is aligning with love, aka loving your body and treating it well, that helps us fight fear. This disease came from an animal. It came from the pangolin in China, and unfortunately in China there's a large wildlife farming industry because it has to feed so many people. But I want to point out something. When people spend more time around animals, as in loving them or caring for them or expressing love, whether it be through body language or just through vibrations themselves, these people will feel less like wanting to eat animals. But when we spend time with plants, it actually does not make us feel this way. We feel like eating plants because that's what we are meant to do. We're meant to eat a lot of plants. Ever since I realized this, I definitely have wanted to go more vegan. I only eat meat around 2 or 3 times a week. I'm trying my best to reduce it, so I'm not gonna call myself a hypocrite, but I definitely will say to reduce your consumption of meat and you'll become more aligned with the vibration of love. So in this book that I read, I Contain Multitudes, it's all about the microbiomes that are within us and within the animal kingdom in general. It talks about how antibacterial things are actually very horrible for the bacteria around us, and these microbiome are actually our friends. So we shouldn't be obliterating them to nothing. We actually want healthy microbiome to colonize our spaces because it prevents harmful diseases from coming to them. If we apply antibacterial substances to these surfaces, these healthy microbiome will diminish and it will make actual room for harmful diseases and harmful microbiome to occupy our spaces. And that's because it has less competition, because the healthy bacteria and viruses that are already on the surfaces that we touch every day compete and win. That goes back to love, because that's allowing it to flourish and not being afraid of it. Like, do not be afraid of bacteria, because more bacteria and viruses are your friends than not. If you obliterate them, you are becoming fearful of them. Lastly, I want to point out how the name Corona is not a linguistic mistake. Its real name is COVID-19, that's the scientific name, but Corona means crown in Spanish. And when babies are coming out of the womb, it's called crowning. So that's something that you want to see when a baby is healthily being born. Our highest chakra is also the crown chakra. This is what connects us to the vibrational or the abstract realm. This really shows us that the collective conscious is awakening, and we're crowning into realizing the unmanifest and realizing God lives where love is. So people who are aligned with fear are much more susceptible to the danger that fear brings. So do your best to remain with the vibration of love even in these trying times by loving yourself and by loving others, supporting others when they need help, and understanding that sharing resources is the best way to love rather than hoarding and being selfish. And at the same time, strengthening yourself so you can help others, and aligning more with love and protecting yourself from all that is fear. Because if you're occupied by love already, you will not attract the danger that fear really is. So just to recap what I said, to help you align with love, the things that you can do are to stay away from fake news, only look at credible sources, but also try to reduce your intake of news and just look at the things that are essential. Secondly, strengthen your immune system, strengthen your body, and love your body for being able to protect the negativity that comes. Because fear spreads like a disease, what we really need to protect ourselves is this fearful vibration. Number 3, eat less animals and eat more plants because they are of higher vibrations. Number 4, love your germs and do not obliterate them so that it makes space for the negative germs. Love the germs that are already in place, and it'll help you protect against what can harm you. So that means not overusing hand sanitizers and antibacterial products. And number 5, remember, this is all helping us awaken greater, and if you can take this challenge to align more with love and protect yourself from fear, then you can come out learning a great deal about how to deal with catastrophes and separating yourself from them. Thank you for coming and hearing my perspectives on Corona. I know this is a really hard time, and I wish you the best of luck. If you like the content on my channel, you know exactly what to do, and I'll see you next time. Bye!